think we have quite a few folks here. So this is awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's dive in. Today, we're going to be talking about the HubSpot Ecosystem Mentorship Program, what it is, why we created it, and how you can apply. So, quick intros before we begin. I am SJ Morris. My pronouns are she and her, and I lead developer community here on the DevRel team at HubSpot. And this program is my baby, so I couldn't be more excited that we're growing it this year. I will quickly hand it over to Marina to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, I'm Marina Sancho. I'm the Director of Customer Growth at MentorLoop, and MentorLoop is the software that SJ will be running the mentoring program on, and I'm here to give you a bit of a demo of MentorLoop in a moment.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marina. All right. So let's just quickly go over today's agenda. So we're going to be talking about a reminder of why we created this program, get into some of the benefits for mentees and mentors. We'll go over some key program details that you should be keeping top of mind. And then we'll get into the application process. We'll include going over the specific questions and we'll talk about what we're looking for. We'll go over some important dates, and then I'll hand it over to Marina to walk you through a demo of MentorLoop. And we will wrap up finally with 10 minutes of your Q&A. So if you do have questions, please drop them into the Q&A tool at the bottom of Zoom. And if you see a question that you want answered that someone else has posted, you can upvote it. We will get to as many as we can. And for anything that we're not able to cover, we will be following up later with you. And this recording will be shared on the landing page, as well as y'all be able to email me with any follow-up questions afterwards, and I'll share all of that information afterwards. All right. So let's jump right in. So first, why did we create this program? So some of you attending today probably know that we ran a 3-month beta program for the mentorship program last year to test this concept. And we got really incredible feedback and a lot of demand. We have some just sample quotes on the screen of some of our participants. And over, we have heard from folks like you that getting started on HubSpot as a developer or trying to tackle complex challenges on HubSpot can be challenging and overwhelming sometimes. And we also know that there's lots of different ways to build on HubSpot, and no single path works for everyone. HubSpot does its best to provide documentation, academy courses, resources, but sometimes the best way to learn is really by talking to someone who's been in your shoes. So someone who has built successfully on HubSpot and can help you clear those early hurdles. Last year's program was such a success that we knew we had to expand it. So this year we're making it even bigger. If you're a mentee, here is what you can expect to being part of this process. You can expect to connect with a mentor who has seen it all on HubSpot and can help you avoid some of the common pitfalls. You can expect to grow the in-demand technical skills in the HubSpot ecosystem that can help you grow and level up your career. And finally, there's a chance to join an exclusive community of others learning and growing in HubSpot, not to mention all of the great community badging and the certificate you'll get at the end. And for mentors, you'll have the satisfaction of helping someone grow in their HubSpot journey. You'll have a deeper connection to the HubSpot ecosystem. And honestly, one of the reasons why I started this is because some of the mentors I've had in the past have become lifelong relationships and connections of mine that are very, very special to me. And I've been able to help them out a little further down the road in my career. Maybe you'll even meet someone that you can bring along for the journey in your HubSpot world, maybe even hire them. So we're excited because mentoring is a chance to pay it forward and really help the next generation of HubSpot builders. And we already know that there are so many of you in the community before this program even existed who stepped up and wanted to do things like this. So we're excited to make it formal and structured for you. So I'm going to jump into some key program details. And again, I might be covering a lot of this quickly. Oh, this text that I put is still here on the screen. We are started, apparently I can't get rid of this. I was playing with the annotation tool on Zoom, but it's all good. So here the program works. For this 9-month program, we have 100 seats in MentorLoop, and that includes both mentors and mentees. The number of pairings we're going to be able to match will depend largely on mentor availability and the demand for specific skills and the availability of specific skills. So I want to say up front that not everyone who applies will get matched. I know that because we've already maxed out. We have more than 100 applications as of today, but please don't worry. If you aren't paired, we are still going to connect you with a community learning opportunity that won't be a direct part of this, but will be a more casual way for mentors and mentees that weren't paired to connect in the HubSpot community. So as I mentioned, the formal program does run for 9 months. It will kick off on March 12th when we announce the official pairings, and it will wrap up in mid-December when participants will receive their certifications and badges. And a little different than last year, the meeting cadence is going to be up to you and your mentor and mentee. This year, we are really focusing on completing the goals that you establish together and not the number of sessions. So it's going to be flexible. We aren't assessing any completion based on how many sessions you do, but we will be looking at the goals that you're able to achieve. So mentorship can be as broad or as specific as you want in relation to the HubSpot ecosystem. So that can be mapping out a 5-year career plan on HubSpot or building a custom HubSpot theme together. That's a little more specific. The key is that your mentor and your mentee will be setting clear goals early on together and working towards them. And MentorLoop will really help facilitate that process. So I want to talk a little bit about the application process if you haven't started already. Obviously, you've seen the program landing page, and in order to access the actual application, you can go there, click on Apply Now, and start the MentorLoop onboarding process that Marina will walk us through a little bit shortly. And then one really key thing I want to make sure that everybody is aware of, please verify your email. If you've started the process and haven't been able to continue, you can save your progress as you go, but you need to first verify your email and look for an email from MentorLoop. And it won't say HubSpot. It will specifically say MentorLoop with the subject line, confirm your email on MentorLoop. I believe that's the verbiage. And please do this first before you can proceed with the rest. And then fill out the application. We'll go over all the specific questions the next slide. And we'll also be asking you to complete a short essay, which is going to really help us make the best possible pairings and understand how committed you are to the program. Once you've applied, you can spend a little time starting to explore MentorLoop, dig around, maybe set up your calendar, adjust the settings as needed, and we'll get more into that in the demo. And here's what we're going to ask in the application. So this isn't the only place that you're going to see this. You'll be able to see these questions. They are also in the FAQ on our Ecosystem Mentorship Program landing page. If you scroll down to the FAQ all the way at the bottom of the page, all of these questions are listed for you to look at before you actually go into the application process. So I want to let you know how we're approaching this. The things that we're asking are obviously if you want to be a mentor, mentee, or both, but the skills themselves are going to be really important for us because that's what's going to be weighted most heavily in the actual MentorLoop matching algorithm. So be very sure that you're picking and choosing the skills from this set. I won't read them all, but you can see that they cover a lot of different HubSpot areas of development. Be sure as a mentor or as a mentee, what you can offer or what you're looking for support on are selected carefully here because this is how we're going to match you most successfully. And finally, the short essay is going to be all about your commitment. And the essay question itself is here. We're asking you to, talk a little bit about your specific goals that you have in mind. Those are subject to change once you meet with your mentor, but we want to know how you're thinking about this and what challenges that you're currently facing and how you plan to stay engaged and committed throughout the experience. And we're asking for a minimum of 100 words. We're really not looking for, the greatest essay in the world. We're not going to be checking for grammar or spelling or anything like that, but we're really looking for you to have a chance to highlight anything that isn't covered by the skill list. Maybe if you want to potentially be paired with someone who speaks a specific language, you can mention that in the application. Anything else that's not part of the sort of algorithm and match. And then we're also looking for your commitment to being proactive, especially if you're a mentee throughout the 9 months. And a couple things to note, there is a 100-word minimum, but like I said, that's just to make sure that we're getting enough from you to really be able to assess. So let me quickly, I'm getting close to my allotted time here. So quickly review. So for mentees, ideally you have some familiarity with HubSpot, and I really just mean some. You know what HubSpot is, you've dabbled with it before. Last year, our program was a little bit more open and the pairing wasn't as successful for some folks who didn't know HubSpot already. And so we really would just want you to be focused on using this program to build on your success with HubSpot. And as a mentee, it's also up to you, as I mentioned, to be proactive. It's really up to you to schedule sessions, track progress, and be the ones doing the admin and the coordination with your mentors because our mentors are being so kind and generous with their time. So for mentors, we're looking for that passion for sharing knowledge and helping others succeed. We would also love you to have some proven success in HubSpot to inspire our mentees. And our goal is really to make this valuable for both sides. We don't want this to be extra work for anyone, but we really want it to be something truly rewarding, which I think MentorLoop will help by allowing us to wrap some structure and easy steps around this. So, some quick reminders of important dates. March 5th, indeed, in 1 week from now, is the last day to submit those applications. And that's a hard deadline because we need the week from March 5th to March 12th to review applications and make those matches. And the pairings are going to be announced via email. If you don't get an email on March 12th, then you weren't matched this time around, but we will let you know about these community learning opportunities. And then the program will run from March 12th to December 12th. You will always have access to me directly through MentorLoop or via email for support as the program is in play. And then on December 12th, we will be sending you your completion certifications for folks who have completed their goals in MentorLoop and get you those community badges. And there may even be some surprises along the way. I just want to thank you all. This is it for me. We'll get to your questions at the end. But thank you so much for being here and making this program possible. And I can't wait to see what you're going to build. So I'm going to hand it over to Marina now.
Thank you, SJ. Let me just share my screen.
Let me know if you're able to. Just stop sharing mine.
I
Oops.
believe so. Can you see the sign up form? Wonderful. So as SJ mentioned, the first point of entry will be the sign up form. And we've already taken a look at the question, but here's what it looks like in MentorLoop. So you can select your role. As SJ mentioned, this is a really important question, what expertise you can share as a mentor or as a mentee, which areas you wish to improve, because that will be an important criteria for the matching algorithm that we'll use to find the best matches amongst the cohort of applicants. So, yeah, please take your time going through this and considering your answers. Once you've finished this step, you will be sent a verification email, a very quick click of a button to verify and to confirm that you are who you say you are, and you will then be a participant on the program. MentorLoop is really designed to let you know what you need to do at every point of the journey, so you're never left feeling like, oh, what should I be doing now? Where's my mentor? Where's my mentee? What's expected of me? So as you can see here, first of all, we'll let you know that your match is on their way. There is that 1 week period where you don't need to do anything whilst we're finding the best match for you. After that, you'll be nudged to introduce yourself and to book that all important first meeting. And at every step of the journey, we'll have some help resources for you. So, for example, for your first meeting, suggested agenda items to break the ice, and so on. You are immediately placed into a loop with your program coordinator. Now, a loop is just what we call a match in MentorLoop. So you can see here on the left-hand side, we have our program coordinators loop. This is a place where you can chat with them, especially if you have any questions about the program. SJ will be able to get back to you via this loop. You can also, once you are placed in a loop with your mentor or your mentee, you'll be able to see here front and center. And these milestones are here to let you know what you need to do. So, for example, how to prepare for your first meeting, how to continue growing together, and so on. Throughout your relationship with your mentor or mentee, you will be occasionally asked for feedback. It's very quick and easy for you to leave a quick comment. If I can type, there we go. Submit your feedback. Doesn't take more than a minute and really helps the team at HubSpot and your program coordinator to know how you're finding the experience, and to also collect feedback that will help to continue running this program for future years as well. Now, within the loop with our mentor or mentee, there's a bunch of fun stuff that you can do. Perhaps most importantly, get those meetings booked in. I really recommend creating a recurring meeting so that once you've decided on the time that works best for you, you just have that scheduled in on a recurring basis, say monthly or whichever cadence you decide on. You can link your Zoom account. I thoroughly encourage you to do that as well because it will just make it easier to use MentorLoop. And you can also link your calendar and set your availability, which will make it easier for your mentoring partner to pick blocks. They will just be able to see the in green the times where you are available for mentoring. You can also create notes to share with your mentoring partner or to keep them private. As part of that, we also have templates to help you, such as goal setting prep. These are just really here as guidance. You can create your own goals, sorry, your own notes. When you do so, you'll have the option of sharing it with the person you are in a loop with, or if you want to keep it private, you can also do that. We also really encourage you to set goals. Goal setting is great because it will help your mentoring partner to know what's in it for you. They will be able to see some of the information from your sign up forms and your profile. They'll have some indication of what's bringing you there. And you'll obviously be discussing that in your meetings as well. But having a set goal will really just help to maintain those meetings focused on the outcome that you are wanting to reach. To set a goal, we do ask you quite a few questions. These questions are intended to help you set really actionable, practical goals. So we'll ask you what the goal is, break down the tasks required, how will you know when you've achieved it, and making sure that you keep it measurable. When would you like to have that completed by? So a due date, and then whether you want to share it. We encourage you to share it with your mentoring partner. But if at first you just want to create it privately, you can still set a goal for yourself in the system. Please be aware that the goal title and due date will be visible by the program coordinator. And obviously, the whole thing will be visible to your mentor or mentee if you choose to share it with them. Okay, you can also send files and you will also have your chat. So, yes, within your loop space, you can share notes, create those meetings, set goals, and also chat. So, anything here, you can send messages, etc. When you when your program comes to an end, you'll be asked to close down the loop. So from here, I would click on close loop, and this is an opportunity to give a little bit more feedback on how it's gone. Ideally, you will have achieved your goal, be very satisfied, and you can share additional details with your program coordinator as well. Coming back to our dashboard, we also have a bunch of really great resources to help you along your mentoring journey. Yeah, so your goals will be displayed here as well, but really want us to focus on this recommended reading list. We have really great guidance. Some of it is a video course if you prefer learning in that way. We also have the mentoring agreement, which is a one pager designed to help you establish the basics and set expectations with your mentoring partner. So this takes you through deciding your frequency of communication, type of communication, how it's going to be recorded, any goals, etc. So really recommend checking out these resources. We also have examples of mentoring agendas. This is another great one. If you are stuck at the beginning, typically after a couple of meetings, you know what you want to discuss, and you'll have a clear idea. But just to get going, it's nice to have some agendas that you can rely on. And we also have access to the full academy, which is our mentoring course for mentors and mentees. A couple of resources in particular that I'd like to point out. This is a great watch, Barriers to Great Mentoring Conversations and How You Can Overcome Them. It's about 8 minutes long, so something quick and easy that you can watch. How to be a great mentor or mentee gives us some really good tips as well, so you can get the most out of your mentoring journey. And with that, I think we've got some time left for questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Farina. Did you, by any chance, I'm afraid I was doing a couple of other things. Did you cover the group feature?
No, good point. Thank you for reminding me. So, a group loop is simply what we call a match for more than two people, as the name implies. And you can see here what that looks like. It's very similar to a one on one loop, just for more people. So, in this example, it's a group for all of the mentees to connect. if you're added to one, you'll be able to see again your meetings, any notes created, as well as that group chat.
Awesome. I knew there were some folks in here that were interested in creating potentially a mentor peer support group. That's going to be a great way to be able to do that within MentorLoop.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. If we create some public groups, meaning anyone on your program can join them, they will be here under Find a Group. So you can join them. Alternatively, we can set them up so that they're like invite only, in which case you would be notified that you've been invited to join a group loop.
And are mentors and mentees able to create those on their own, or is that up to me?
That's up to you
Okay,
to
so
do.
reach
Yeah.
out to me if you want to create a group, and I'll be happy to facilitate.
And as a
Okay,
reminder, you can reach SJ here in the left-hand navigation bar.
yeah, I'll always be there. Okay, cool. I am going to quickly just share my screen one more time. We did get a couple of questions and comments that came in. Let me just quickly, we have 5 minutes left. Awesome. So we got a question from Sirkan, specifically, let me read that one out loud. Yes. Should semi-technical and non-technical people apply as mentees, or is a program focused on the full developer field? First, to answer that first question, absolutely. Non-technical people should apply, or semi-technical people should apply. Um, my cat can even apply. Not really, but she's here. And so we want this to be a path. If you have interest in HubSpot, there is such, in my opinion, the way we define a HubSpot developer is so broad. You don't have to self-identify as a developer, but I might consider you to be one. If you're trying to solve complex problems on HubSpot for customers, I consider you a developer. I know that's a broad definition, but I also think the definition of developer is changing a lot with AI and all of that. So the answer is absolutely yes. And the next part of the question is, by technical skill, do we mean writing code in HS Design Manager or development in the field of integration, or does it also cover workflow, SEO, accessibility? The answer is yes. And let me just quickly go to the skills list. You can see here that there are some specific skills that folks can select, but there are also broader topics like plan a transition to freelance HubSpot development, create a career roadmap, shift from marketing sales into technical development. So there's a lot of surface area you can cover with your mentor. So I would say if you're interested in this program, then it's already for you. And then could you please elaborate on interest in CRM customization, AI, or CMS work for the people who are not a senior developer? I would say by no means should you be a senior developer, but senior developers are welcome to apply as well. So the interest is just about if you want to learn more about where to get started in those areas. I will say AI today is an ever evolving thing at HubSpot. And so I think as we announce more changes and developments there, there's going to be more to chew on as the year evolves. But CRM customization and the CMS are all fairly well established. So there's already a lot to dive into there. I think that's something you can navigate directly with your mentor. So I hope that answered the question. We have room for a couple more. And thank you, Shubham. They say that the knowledge base is great. So props to you, Marina. Also from Shubham, I have a question like, what will selection criteria be? Is it number of experience? We're not going to be super specific. Honestly, the selection criteria is going to be a combination of the algorithm that MentorLoop uses to match, and that's really these skills originally. And then we're going to be looking at this question. So myself and a couple of other folks on my team will be looking at the essays to confirm if let me see, this is in the next slide. Essentially, if we have a good mentor for you, so it could be that you have an amazing application, but we don't have the right mentor for you right now based on the skills you selected. So not being selected doesn't mean that you didn't pass the application or anything. It just means we didn't have the perfect match for you. So it's really about finding that match with what you're looking to achieve based on your selected skills and what you write in your essay and the mentors that we have available. So hopefully that helped. Thank you for loving my cat, Saryanta. Okay. And then let's see, we have 1 minute left. What happens if the program is over? Yeah, when I say that the program is just beginning, we'll be connecting you to an alumni community for folks who have participated in this program. You'll have that badging. And I also have a strong hope that you'll be able to maintain the relationship with your mentee or mentor for years to come. That's what's happened for me with my mentors in the past. And so I hope that that's what happens to you. If we aren't matched with a mentor this time around, this is from Louisa, would you have another Yes, we will absolutely be doing more of this. I mean, I can't say with 100% certainty because we get, the thumbs up on what we're focused on each year. This is a 9 months. So this is going to be the 2025 program, and the next one would be in 2026. Definitely stay tuned. We do hope to scale this significantly if things go the way we anticipate they will this year. So definitely stay tuned, and we will let you know when the next cohort opens. So there's another question. I hold 9 years of experience, worked for three. Will I be selected as a mentor? Most likely. We have to make sure that we'll have a good mentee to pair you with and that you're clearly interested. So if there's that commitment to being a part of it for 9 months, then great. Oh, we are over. And I thank you all so much for your time. Last slide quickly. So sorry about being over. Please message me directly on MentorLoop once you've verified your email. So please do that. Or you can reach out to me directly at eco-mentorship at HubSpot.com with any questions. Here is the short link to the mentorship landing page. And I can't wait to see all of your applications come in. We're so excited. And I'll be sharing the recording for this on the landing page shortly. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.